Hey Josiah, how's it going?
Good.
All right, so I was just putting up a video on this book. What do you remember going through this?
Yes, sir.
How old were you?
6 or 7.
Okay. And what do you remember about going through that book? How was your attitude when we first started?
Not good.
Okay. And what happened?
I think I started doing it more and I got better.
Mm-hmm.
And my attitude started getting better.
Mm-hmm. That was after you learned to ride a bike, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And what did I tell you was your biggest hurdle to learning how to do something?
My attitude.
Yeah. And what happened when you corrected your attitude?
It went a lot faster.
Okay. So how long did it take us to go through this book?
I don't know. I mean, I think almost every day, maybe a chapter or two, like
We do like a lesson a day.
lesson or two a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
This
sir.
is when I was working like crazy hours too. So we
Yes,
were
sir.
able to, somehow we were able to fit it in even on a really difficult work schedule. You remember
Yes, sir.
that?
So I think we got to like lesson. We got to lesson 65. I
Mm-hmm.
think. And then like you were gone, like on your trips you were gone for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just sat down and read the rest of the book.
So I remember that at some point you just launched, right?
Yes, sir.
So it was a lot of work, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's like it all paid off all at once, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, what happened after we finished this book? We were starting with those white books, right?
So we moved up to Wisconsin.
Well, before that, we had some of those before then from a yard sale.
One.
I think we had a few.
We had Black Beauty, and that's about it, I think.
So you read Black Beauty in Statesboro.
Yes, sir. And then like I'd read some other small books,
Mm-hmm.
like really hard. And then we moved up to Wisconsin,
Mm-hmm.
and then we met Mr. Tom, and he started giving me all those.
And he
He
brought
gave me
you,
like 4 a week,
how many of those books did you end up with?
like 60,
60 of them? I think there's more.
probably.
Okay. Go grab one. Run. Go grab one. The books that Josiah is talking about is a publisher, and we'll show you what it looks like. But we put him into these books immediately after the first book, which the 100 Lessons book, I'll say, is kind of the foundation to their reading. But all of these books look just like this. This is Call of the Wild, and I guess the publisher... Yeah, Great Illustrated Classics. So these are each like abridged versions that are written on an early reader's level of classic books. And these are all like right around 200 pages, would you say?
230.
230 pages. And we started kind of reading this, and I'd say, Josiah, read this to me. And I'd say, okay, let me read the paragraph to you. You read it back to me. We continued with kind of with some of the methods that we were using to get good with this foundational book. And Josiah found out that he really enjoyed reading, right? Some children don't. And you know, it's a discipline for them. But for you, you found out that you enjoy reading.
Mm-hmm.
And how many books have you read?
A couple hundred.
You think you've read 200 books at this point?
Probably more.
What is the most difficult book you have read?
Like hardness?
Yeah.
I don't know. Read the Divine Comedy some.
You didn't read the Divine Comedy,
sir,
but we've
but,
practiced on excerpts from the Divine Comedy.
Yes, sir. I don't really know. Like I've read a bunch of adult books.
So, okay, what are some of the more difficult reads you've done? You read Endurance.
Yes, sir.
The book about Sir Ernest Shackleton and his
Yes,
Antarctic
I read
exploration.
Mawson's Will.
Yeah, that's another Antarctic exploration book.
And I've read a lot of Joel Rosenberg.
Is he your favorite?
Yes, sir.
Joel Rosenberg is your favorite author.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What magazines do we practice with?
Popular Mechanics.
Popular Mechanics.
Popular Mechanics.
You should probably learn how to say the title.
Yes, sir. Popular mechanics. Sometimes the
Air and space.
Yes, sir.
Wired magazine.
Handyman.
Handyman magazine. Wired magazine. Okay. Some of the books that I was impressed that you made it through were Gods and Generals
Mm-hmm.
and Gettysburg.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read the Narnia books?
Yes, sir.
You read all of those. Okay.
I've read like one of the Lord of the Rings.
You read
One.
The Hobbit or
The Hobbit, I think. It was like one of them.
Okay. Well, so I think the point with you is we had to work with your attitude first.
Yes, sir.
And once we got you to approach your reading lesson with a good attitude, then we kind of got into the meat and potatoes of kind of working through it. And then there came a point where it was just like, boom, you were done. And even now, I mean, we continue. We were doing this morning. You mentioned the comedy. You were kind of reading through some of this, and we do this to this day. I mean, we'll be in the car. I'll hand Josiah a magazine article from Entrepreneur Magazine. I'll say, "Read this to me," and he'll read a couple of paragraphs, and we just continue to do that. Mm-hmm. My hope is as you get ready to go into school in 2 weeks, I hope that we will find out that you are really at an advanced reading level, because we know there's probably some areas that you probably aren't as up to speed as you should be. And so I think, with having that strong reading skill, at that point you can use your work ethic and your reading ability and you can catch up.
Yes.
One area that we've really been hammering this summer is math. And how are you feeling about math?
I don't like it, but I've accomplished a lot this summer.
Yeah? What have you been learning in math?
Well, I went through 4th and 5th grade math.
We went through, what are the books called?
Spectrum.
Spectrum math.
They don't really drill it all. They just
It's kind of like a new concept, practice, and then boom, new concept. So it's a quick way to cover a lot of material quickly. Because honestly, we felt like we kind of dropped the ball, and we didn't have you where you needed to be on math. But what have you been working on? You've been working on
long division, fractions. I hate fractions.
You don't hate fractions.
I'm not good at them.
Yeah, you're getting better though, aren't you?
A little bit.
We got you through. You completed the book, right?
Yes, sir. I've got like the perimeter area left.
Yeah. When I was your age, I struggled in math, and I had an experience similar to your reading experience when I got to high school, and I think it was when I got a really good teacher. When I got a really good teacher for the first time, my grades went from struggling to straight A pluses in math. Mm-hmm. So I think you're not going to have a problem. You may not enjoy math as much as you enjoy reading.
Or history.
History is your favorite, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, not every subject is going to be our favorite, but I think you've got the skills you need to be successful.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what would you say? We're putting up some videos for parents who are working with their children, learning how to read. You've been through that. It's only been a few years. So what would you say? You've had friends that are your age or younger, a little bit older, that are strong readers, and you've had friends that are not readers. So what would you say to kids that are in the process of getting that skill down?
I don't know. I mean, I practiced.
Yeah?
A lot. Well, I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that made it easier for me to practice. But, I just practice and practice and practice, and I get better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, yes, sir.
What if someone says, I don't enjoy it? I don't enjoy doing that, so I just don't have a good attitude. What would you say?
I don't know. I only met one kid that didn't enjoy reading.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
You think most of the people you know enjoy reading?
Well, the only person who said that they didn't like it.
So, my answer to that question would be, what are you interested in? If you're interested in video games, I'll give you a book about video games. Remember reading High Roll Hysteria?
Yes, sir.
I think those types of things helped.
Yes, sir.
But some of it honestly is like it's your work ethic and your willingness to work hard even when you're not enjoying the task. That's part of it too, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And we talk about that with like having excellence when it comes to sweeping the floor, cleaning out the garage, those things that we don't necessarily enjoy, but we still have to do our best.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Josiah, I am proud of the reading that you're doing. And I think that this is an area that if you'll really work at and apply yourself when you're young, like you'll never regret being a strong reader.
Yes, sir.
So thank you for your work, and I'm excited about getting some information up that might be an encouragement to some other early readers. Not early readers, just people that are in the process. As I said, we didn't have you reading. Or I mean, there's people that are teaching toddlers and 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds to read. We waited. We kind of just held off until it seemed natural. It seemed like it wasn't going to be a struggle, and then we just that was kind of our strategy.
About 6 or 7.
Yeah. I wouldn't say we were early readers, but what we do is we get you to a point where you can handle a workload, and then we get better and better and better and better. And that's what's happening with math now.
Yes.
It's kind of exciting, isn't it?
Yes.
But it's also hard work, and sometimes it's not fun when we have to sit down and put your head down and do your work, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Josiah, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.